Episode 7. The Gathering of Legends. Legends are not born in times of peace. They rise when darkness gathers, when ordinary men can no longer carry the burden alone, when the burden becomes too great. For 10,000 years, the sons of the Emperor had been scattered, lost to myth, lost to time, lost to grief. Now, they were being called home. Terra had not seen such activity since the days of the Great Crusade. Fleet movements intensified. Astropathic choirs worked without rest. The Imperial Palace became a fortress within a fortress. Every custodian was on alert. Every defense system stood ready, because the Imperium was preparing for an event thought impossible: the return of another Primarch. News of Leman Russ's arrival on Fenris had spread throughout the highest levels of Imperial command. For ordinary citizens, it remained rumour. For the High Lords, it was panic. For Rogal Dorn, it was inevitability. Dorn stood before a vast hololithic display deep within the Imperial Palace. The Tyrannid swarm consumed half the chamber. Dead galaxies glowed red. Projected migration routes stretched like veins through darkness. Worlds already marked for death flickered beneath them. He studied them in silence, as he always had, building walls in his mind, searching for weaknesses, calculating sacrifices. Behind him, heavy footsteps echoed through the chamber. No announcement came, no herald declared the newcomer's arrival. There was only the sound of boots, the smell of wet fur, and the unmistakable sensation that order itself had just become optional. You always could make a room cheerful. Dorn didn't turn. You always could make one unbearable. Leman Russ laughed. The sound filled the chamber, deep, honest, wild, the laughter of a man who had spent 10,000 years in hell and somehow emerged still capable of finding amusement. I missed you too, Rogal. Only then did Dorn turn. For several moments neither Primarch moved. Two ancient warriors, two survivors, each carrying memories no mortal could comprehend. Russ had changed. His hair had turned silver, scars crossed his face. His armour bore marks of battles that existed outside recorded history. Yet the fire in his eyes remained. Dorn had changed too. He seemed colder somehow, sharper, less forgiving. The burden of terror had become part of him, stone wearing the shape of a man. Russ grinned. You look terrible. You look older. I am older. So am I. For a brief moment, the tension eased, almost. Then Guilliman entered the chamber. The Lord Commander stopped. His eyes moved between them. One brother returned from stasis. Another returned from myth. For several seconds, Roboute Guilliman simply stared. Then he spoke. You couldn't wait 5 minutes before insulting each other? Russ spread his arms. Roboute! Before Guilliman could react, Russ pulled him into a crushing embrace. Guilliman stiffened immediately. Russ! You've gotten thinner. I have not. You've become boring. I've spent centuries rebuilding an empire. Russ released him. Exactly. Dorn almost smiled. Almost. Then Russ noticed it. You actually find that amusing. I find your observations predictable. There he is. Russ laughed. The old Rogal. The warmth lasted all of 30 seconds. Then Russ approached the hololith. His expression darkened. The Tyrannid swarm rotated slowly before them. Countless red icons, endless projections, endless death. He studied it, silent, then finally asked, How much of this have you told everyone? Guilliman folded his arms. Enough! Russ looked toward him. That's not what I asked. A silence settled over the chamber. I've informed the High Lords. Guilliman replied, The Segmentum commanders know the strategic situation. They know we're losing. They know the threat is severe. Russ rounded on him. They know we're facing extinction? Guilliman's jaw tightened. I chose my wording carefully. You lied. I maintained order. You lied. The temperature in the room seemed to drop. Dorn stepped between them. Enough! Russ looked toward him. You're defending this? I'm preventing stupidity. Russ barked a laugh. You've become very good at that. Dorn's voice became colder, and you've become very good at creating it. The chamber fell silent. Old wounds resurfaced, ancient grievances, memories neither brother had truly buried. Russ stepped forward. Say what you mean. Dorn met his gaze. You ignored orders at Prospero. Russ's expression hardened instantly. You want to discuss Prospero? You acted without discipline. I followed the Emperor's command. You followed your temper. Russ moved closer. And what did discipline achieve, Rogal? His voice dropped. You built the greatest fortress in human history. A pause, and Horus still broke through. The words struck harder than any weapon. Silence. Absolute silence. Guilliman closed his eyes because everyone understood what Russ had done. He had touched the wound Dorn carried above all others, the Siege of Terra. Failure? Dorn's face revealed nothing, but his voice had become ice. You should choose your next words carefully. Russ stared back. You think I don't carry failures of my own? You think I don't remember Horus? You think I don't remember what happened because I hesitated? The Wolf King's voice cracked with anger. I've had 10,000 years to remember. For the first time since returning, the mask slipped, the laughter vanished, and beneath it stood a grieving son. I failed too. Nobody spoke, because this was the truth hidden beneath all their arguments. None of them had won, not at Terra, not after the heresy, not in the 10,000 years that followed. They had all failed. Guilliman finally broke the silence. We don't have time for this. Russ rounded on him immediately. No? His eyes narrowed. Then let's discuss your failures. Guilliman's expression hardened. You think I don't know them? The Imperium worships Father as a god. Russ snapped. The dream died. You think I don't know that? Guilliman replied. You codified it. I tried to save it. You split the legions. I prevented another Horus. You turned warriors into administrators. And what would you have done? Guilliman demanded. Burned everything down? Russ stepped closer. Maybe. The chamber crackled with tension. 3 brothers, 3 survivors, 3 men carrying impossible guilt. And all of them remembered exactly why they had once driven each other insane. Then an alarm sounded. The chamber doors opened. A custodian entered. The vessel has arrived. Every Primarch turned. The custodian hesitated. Even he seemed uncertain, then spoke. The salamander has answered Terra's summons. Silence fell once more. Vulkan, the Lord of Drakes, the Perpetual, the kindest of the Emperor's sons. After 10,000 years, another brother was coming home, and somewhere in the darkness beyond the stars, the hive mind continued its advance, patient, endless, unstoppable, because while the sons of the Emperor argued over old scars, the Great Devourer was already at the gates. For several moments after the custodian delivered the message, no one moved. Vulkan, the name itself, carried weight, memories, regret, hope of all the Emperor's sons. Vulkan had been the one least changed by ambition, least consumed by pride, least interested in glory. He had loved humanity, not as an abstract ideal, but as people. Guilliman broke the silence. Prepare the Hall of Leng. Russ snorted. He's been gone 10,000 years and you're planning ceremonies. It is appropriate. It is unnecessary. It is Imperial protocol. Russ looked toward Dorn. See, this is what I mean. Dorn folded his arms. I agree with Guilliman. Russ stared at him. You actually enjoy this? No. A pause. I simply tolerate it better than you. Before Russ could respond, the chamber doors opened. The custodes entered first. Golden, immovable, their expressions hidden beneath ancient helms. Then came the giant walking behind them. Vulkan, the Lord of Drakes, had always been enormous, even among Primarchs, but time had changed him. He wore simple black armour, marked with the green flame of the salamanders. His skin appeared darker than obsidian. His red eyes glowed softly. Scars crossed powerful arms capable of forging worlds. He looked tired. Not physically, emotionally. For a moment nobody spoke. Then Vulkan smiled. My brothers? The tension shattered instantly. Russ crossed the chamber in 3 strides. You ugly bastard. Vulkan laughed as Russ embraced him. The sound was deep and warm, like a forge roaring to life. You haven't changed. You have. Russ pulled back. You've become even uglier. Vulkan laughed harder. Even Guilliman found himself smiling. Then Vulkan approached him. Roboute. There was sadness in his voice. You've carried this alone for too long. Guilliman lowered his eyes briefly. I did what I could. I know. Vulkan placed a hand upon Guilliman's shoulder. You shouldn't have had to. The Lord Commander's composure almost cracked. Almost. Then Vulkan turned toward Dorn. The Praetorian regarded him silently. Brother. Dorn. No embrace followed, no laughter. Then, unexpectedly, Dorn extended his arm. Vulkan grasped it. A warrior's greeting. I thought you dead. Dorn admitted. I've been called worse. Vulkan replied. For the first time since awakening, Dorn actually smiled. Small, brief, but real. Then Vulkan looked around the chamber. The Tyranid projections, the casualty estimates, the dead galaxies. His expression changed immediately. You weren't exaggerating. No. Guilliman answered. Vulkan studied the projections. Finally he asked, how long? Years. Guilliman replied, perhaps less. Vulkan nodded slowly. Then he noticed something. Where are the others? Silence answered him. The Khan? Missing. Corax? Another silence. Vulkan's expression darkened. Then we keep looking. Russ nodded. We are. Before anyone could continue, alarms echoed throughout the palace. Harsh, urgent, different. Custodes immediately reached for weapons. Dorn turned. Report. A moment later, the response arrived. Word-bearer vessels have been destroyed. Guilliman frowned. By whom? The astropath hesitated. There are no survivors. Another pause. The reports are unusual. Russ grinned. Unusual how? The astropath swallowed. The traitors appear to have been torn apart. Torn apart? Dorn repeated. Yes. Boarding action? Guilliman asked. No. Xenos? No. The astropath's voice lowered. The ships were found drifting. Entire companies dead. Some dismembered. Others appear to have been killed by massive talons. Silence. The chamber grew colder because every Primarch present understood exactly what that sounded like. No, Guilliman whispered. Russ tilted his head. Corax. The room remained silent because none of them truly knew what Corax had become. The reports continued. Word-bearer warbands had vanished throughout the warp. Their leaders slaughtered. Their sorcerers eviscerated. Some survivors spoke of darkness moving against darkness, of wings, of eyes like black stars, of whispers promising vengeance. Lorgar's sons had given the hunter a name, the Shadow of Deliverance. The Raven, Guilliman, closed the report. Perhaps we shouldn't summon him. Russ stared. You cannot be serious. You've read the accounts? They're word-bearers, Russ snapped. They deserve worse. We don't know what he's become, Guilliman replied. He's our brother. Russ answered immediately. Was? The words slipped from Guilliman before he could stop it. The chamber fell silent. Russ stepped forward. Was? Guilliman met his gaze. I saw what chaos did to Horus. I've watched 10,000 years of corruption. I will not ignore the possibility. You think Corax turned traitor? I think the warp changes everything it touches. The Wolf King snarled, and yet you welcomed me. Because I know you. You haven't seen me in 10,000 years. No, Guilliman replied, but I still know my brother. The words echoed heavily, because that was the truth none of them wished to confront. 10,000 years changed people, could change monsters, could change Primarchs. Vulkan finally stepped between them. Enough. His voice wasn't loud, yet all three Primarchs stopped. You speak as though certainty exists. He looked toward Guilliman. You fear losing another brother. Then toward Russ. You fear abandoning one. Finally toward Dorn. And you fear trusting either outcome. Dorn said nothing, which meant Vulkan was correct. The Lord of Drakes sighed. We are not the men we once were. The admission hurt, because nobody could deny it. We've suffered, Vulkan continued. We've failed. We've become strangers. His eyes moved between them. But before we are commanders, before we are symbols, we are brothers. Silence followed. Then the chamber lights flickered. Astropaths screamed. Every psyker within the palace cried out simultaneously. The shadow in the warp touched Terra, only for an instant, only a whisper, yet it froze every soul present, billions of light years away. The hive-mind had noticed, not the Imperium, the Primarchs, and somewhere within the darkness beyond the stars, something hungry shifted its attention toward Terra, toward the sons of the Emperor, toward the gathering of legends. For one terrible moment, Terra went silent. Astropathic choirs ceased their songs. The Astronomicon flickered. Thousands of sanctioned psychers collapsed simultaneously. Even the custodes shifted uneasily. The shadow in the warp had touched the throne world, only briefly, only a whisper, yet it had crossed impossible distances. The hive mind had noticed, not Terra, not humanity, the Primarchs, the sons of the Emperor. Within the Hall of Leng, none of the brothers spoke. For the first time since the Great Crusade, they understood that they were being watched. Russ finally broke the silence. Good. Guilliman turned sharply. Good? The Wolf King looked toward the stars projected across the hololith. It means the bastard knows we're coming. That's your response? Guilliman snapped. What did you expect? Russ answered. We've been trying to get its attention. We've been trying to understand it. And now we have. Russ replied. It wants to kill us. Dorn folded his arms. That was never in question. Russ grinned. I know. Then his expression hardened. But now it's personal. The doors to the Hall of Leng opened. Harlequins entered. Every custodian present immediately raised their guardian spears. The Aeldari moved with impossible grace, silent, elegant, deadly. Dorn's voice became ice. Explain, the lead Harlequin bowed. The laughing god sends greetings. I did not ask for greetings, Dorn replied. Russ chuckled. I missed you, Rogal. The Harlequin ignored them both. We bring your final brother. Every Primarch became still. The Khan lives. The room erupted. Where? Russ demanded. The Webway. Of course, Guilliman muttered. Can he be retrieved? Vulkan asked. The Harlequin tilted its masked head. He is retrieving himself. Before anyone could respond, a portal of impossible light opened within the chamber. The Webway gate expanded. Energy surged, reality bent. Then laughter echoed through the hall, actual laughter. Oh, now this is a welcome sight. A figure strode from the light, white armor, red markings, long black hair, a curved blade resting casually across one shoulder, jagged eye Khan. He looked around the chamber, at Dorn, at Guilliman, at Russ, at Vulkan, then smiled. You all look old. Russ burst into laughter. The Khan embraced him immediately. Brother, wanderer, Russ replied. You smell terrible. You've already used that joke. The Khan answered. Guilliman stepped forward. You knew? The Khan shrugged. I've been busy. You've been gone for 10,000 years. So have most of you. For a brief moment, it felt normal. Then the temperature dropped. The lights dimmed. Shadows lengthened. Every instinct possessed by every warrior in the room screamed danger. Even Russ froze. The darkness itself moved. Custodes lowered into defensive stances, weapons activated. Dorn stepped forward. Identify yourself. The shadows split apart. Two black wings unfolded, not feathered, not mechanical, living darkness. Eyes emerged within the void, hundreds of them, blinking, watching. Talons scraped marble floors. The creature stepped into the light. It wore remnants of black armor, Raven Guard insignia, ancient battle scars, and at its center, a familiar face, Corvus Corax. Silence consumed the chamber because Guilliman had been wrong, and yet he had also been right. Corax had returned, but he had changed. The Primarch they remembered had become something else, something touched by the warp, something terrifying, something beautiful, something horrifying. Russ stared. You look awful. To everyone's surprise, Corax smirked. You always lacked imagination. The tension shattered, only slightly. Guilliman approached carefully. Corax! The raven's expression darkened. You doubted I would return. It wasn't a question. Guilliman lowered his eyes. I feared what the warp had done to you. Corax spread his shadowed wings. The warp changed me. Darkness whispered across the chamber, but I remained myself. His eyes moved towards the golden throne. Unlike some, the accusation hung heavily, because all of them knew what he meant. The Imperium, the dream, the Emperor turned into a god. Guilliman's voice hardened. You think I wanted this? I think you accepted it, Corax replied. I fought to preserve humanity. You preserved an empire, Russ winced. Oh, here we go. You weren't here, Guilliman snapped. No, Corax answered coldly. I was hunting the traitors that you allowed to survive. The room exploded. Guilliman stepped forward. You question my sacrifices? You question mine? Darkness surged around Corax. The Khan moved between them. Enough. The room fell silent. The Khan looked at each of his brothers. We have all failed. He pointed toward Guilliman. You inherited ruins. Toward Corax. You lost yourself pursuing vengeance. Toward Russ. You ran into myth. Toward Dorn. You turned grief into stone. Toward Vulkan. You hid from leadership. Finally, he pointed toward himself. And I abandoned all of you. No one argued, because every word was true. The Khan lowered his hand. We're all guilty. A long silence followed. Then Vulkan spoke. Our father once believed we would save humanity. He looked around the chamber. We couldn't even save ourselves. His voice softened. But perhaps we can still save each other. No one answered. Slowly, one by one. The Primarchs turned together toward the Sanctum Imperialis, toward the golden throne. No words were spoken as they entered. Custodes knelt. Servitors fell silent. The machinery of empire seemed to pause. 6 Primarchs stood beneath the throne. Guilliman, Dorn, Russ, Vulkan, Corax, the Khan, the surviving loyal sons of the Emperor, together, for the first time in 10,000 years, none spoke, none moved, because what could possibly be said? They had once been 18, then 9, then scattered, broken, forgotten. Now 6 warriors stood before the father they had failed, the father who had failed them. Old wounds, old grief, old love. Finally, Rogal Dorn knelt, one by one. The others followed, not before a god, not before an emperor, before their father, before the dream that had died, before the hope they refused to surrender. After a long silence, Russ stood. He looked toward his brothers, toward warriors he had loved, hated, missed, mourned. Then he spoke. Anyone fancy saving humanity? For several seconds, nothing happened. Then the Khan laughed. Vulkan smiled, even Corax's expression softened. Guilliman shook his head. Dorn almost looked offended. Then, against all reason, against 10,000 years of sorrow, against betrayal itself, they laughed. Real laughter, the laughter of brothers, because the darkness beyond the stars remained. The Great Devourer still came. Worlds would still burn. Billions would still die. But for the first time since the Horus Heresy, this Imperium remembered what hope felt like, because legends had returned and the sons of the Emperor would wage one final crusade. Far beyond the galactic rim, the living moon opens completely, continents peel away, oceans of biomass drain into darkness, entire hive fleets part before it. Something emerges, vast beyond comprehension. Even the hive mind bends around its presence. For the first time, it reaches outward across the warp, across the void, across the stars. 6 Primarchs standing beneath the golden throne look upwards simultaneously, and every psyker in the galaxy hears the same feeling. Not words, not thoughts, recognition. The prey gathers and the devourer hungers,